Hi there, it's Nicole, and today I have a thank you card showcasing the Whimsy Stamps Sketched Elephants Stamps and Dies. And this is an adorable stamp set that features a couple of really cute elephant images and then some great accessory images and greetings. I'm going to start by coloring in my elephant here. I've stamped it on some smooth white cardstock using the Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. This is a great ink for not only Copic coloring, which I'm using here, which are an alcohol ink-based marker, but also for watercolors or other kinds of markers. You're not going to get any bleeding. It's just a really great all-around basic black ink. I am coloring in my images with Copic markers. I'm using some warm gray markers, warm gray 00 through warm gray 6, and then a little R00 for the insides of the ears and then the toenails on my elephant. I gave a nice base layer with the warm gray 1, and then starting with warm gray 5, which is going to be one of the darker markers that I use here. I'm kind of tracing around some of the darker areas, and then I'm going to blend out with a little warm gray 4, and then I will go in with an assortment of the different lighter warm gray colors to blend that out. I will go back with a little bit of warm gray 6 in a little bit to really trace around some of those areas that I want to darken up even more. I go back and forth quite a bit. I'll lay down a couple of the darker colors and then go back with my lighter color, the lightest base color I used, which was the warm gray 1, and blend everything out. Generally, when I am coloring in an image like this, and I'm using multiple colors because these aren't a super teeny tiny image, they're a more substantial sized critter image, so you really can do some fun shading and coloring with them. I tend to just kind of work my way up to the intensity and depth and dimension. So again, blending out. I blended out a little bit of the warm grays into the pink portion of the ear to not make them such a harsh pink, I guess I want to say. I'll go back around. I'm adding in that darker color again. And that's really going to make the elephant pop, I think. I'm going to pull out my darker or my warm gray 4 just a little bit more until I get him all colored in. I just love this image. It looks like he's crouched down, which I think is so cute and fun. I will be sharing another card a little bit later this week showcasing the other elephant image because I just can't get enough of either one of them. I think they are so cute. I love coloring in elephants for whatever reason, and I have quite a few different elephant cards I've done in the past. I just like them. I don't know what it is exactly, but I think they're super fun to color. I did add a little pink to the cheeks and then go over them with a warm gray marker to just make it not look quite so harsh, like I added that pink, that R00 there. And one of my markers bled a little bit, so I just had to blend that out a bit. I overfilled a couple of my warm gray markers, and so they are tending to kind of bleed. So I need to really kind of fix that, but I haven't yet. I'm going to go ahead and run the elephant through my die cutting machine using the coordinating Sketched Elephants dies. And I'm also going to die cut a rectangle using the new hand stitched rectangles dies. This is the second largest in that die collection from Whimsy Stamps. I love the kind of uneven stitching lines instead of the perfect either rectangle or square or whatever it is shape that you may get with other die collections. This gives that more whimsical look of an actual stitching line, which I think is really fun, especially if you're doing something kind of imperfect. I'm going to stamp the grass from the Sketched Elephants stamp set on either side of my elephant. I have not attached him yet to my card. I'm just laying him down and then coloring in the image with YG 21 and 17 markers. That's just kind of to give me a baseline where I want my grass to go. For the rest of that, I'm going to apply Distress ink to this smooth white cardstock. I have found when I apply Distress ink to cardstock like this instead of watercolor paper, it's a little less forgiving. So you want to definitely maybe go in with a lighter hand to begin with so that you don't get any of the ink blending tool, the round shape, onto your project. I've used Twisted Citron on the bottom and then tumbled glass along the top. I am going to go in with a little Mowed Lawn Distress ink as well to give a two-tone color look to the grass. And then I am going to go back in with my tumbled glass Distress ink and darken up kind of along that horizon line as well. I just definitely wanted to start lighter and I can build up the intensity. So here's my Mowed Lawn Distress ink. I'll lay down some of that darker color, blend it out with the Twisted Citron. You can see how it is a little less forgiving. There's a couple of little areas where you could kind of see the ink line, so I had to darken it up even more before blending it out. Then along the horizon line, I am going to darken up just along that and then lighten it up as it goes toward the top of the rectangle. I'm going to take one of the greetings from the Sketched Elephants stamp set, ink it up with that intense black ink, and stamp it there along the right-hand side of the rectangle in the grass. Attach the elephant to my card, so it looks like he's crouching in the grass there. Then I decided to just add some detail with a black glaze pen to the eyes. And I stamped some hearts from the stamp set on my smooth white cardstock. I will color those in with Copic markers. This is R24, 29, and 39. A lot of times, I've mentioned this in past videos, but I like to add pops of red to card designs. For whatever reason, I like the way it looks. I think it adds a nice little pop of color. I ended up stamping and coloring another one of the smaller hearts, and I'm going to attach those to the card design here using some bling glue dots. I like to add my embellishments in odd numbers. So instead, the two hearts would have been fine, but I went ahead and added another small one down there next to the greeting. Next, I am going to add a little Wink of Stella clear glitter pen to the three hearts to give them a little bit of glitter and shine. Use a little glossy accents on the toenails of the elephant, which again is going to give them a tiny bit of dimension plus that great glossy finish. So I'll just draw over all of these. I have a nozzle tip on the end of my glossy accents that gives a lot more precision to where I apply that. And I will finish the card design with a scattering of Pretty Pink Posh sparkling clear sequins in the 4mm and 6mm size. I added some foam adhesive to the back of this panel. I'll attach it to a top fold card base from Simon Says Stamp, and that will finish up this adorable thank you elephant card. Thanks for watching this video showcasing the Whimsy Stamps Sketched Elephants Stamps and Dies. The supplies I've used are listed and linked below the video on YouTube. Here are a couple more videos you might be interested in. Please subscribe for weekly card making and stamping videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.